Happy Sunday, dear traders. Welcome to our weekly MK block summary. Let's get started. Euro dollar, the big one, first took out the MTS on the 17th below the price. Then went down, cleared the low there, took the STS against some longies there. Went exactly with a pin to the main target and then did a pullback as soon as some dumb money shorties came in. Took the upper order gap zone against the shorties and the plateau on the 19th, and then after that pretty much went sideways. So we see that on the 4 hour chart here, euro dollars around the middle of the 4 hour range. There are some longies above the price, there are some shorties below the price. There's mixed money flow, there is no dominating side, so euro dollar is neutral and within the range. And that's what also affects a lot of other markets. Keep that in mind. But of course, on the lower time frames, it basically took everything. Yeah, it took those MTS, it took this order gap zone, it took this MTS. Look at that. Every circle is either the MTS run or the order gap zone run. They also took all the STS on the way. So you see that even when on the higher time frames, the market is in a ranging mode and there's no real bias. Often that means that on the lower time frames, they're just playing Pac-Man. Yeah, they're just taking everything left and right they can. And that gives opportunities for us to scalp, okay? Like in those situations, you can do scalp trades, short-term trades towards these targets. Of course, you need to time your entry a little bit and keep into mind also the news. Take into account the news, but yeah, very typical that we see that, okay? So there were lots of short-term trade opportunities in euro dollar, and I'm sure many of you have caught some. Pound dollar, not much to say. It went down against the longies again, so longies came in again, so they went towards the low, some kind of trend resumption. Even though the old squeeze is over, a new squeeze can emerge, and those long-term stops can be taken if more longies keep on buying pound dollar, okay? So the outlook is slightly bearish there. Euro pound, it took the lower MTS as expected, and then went up again against the new shorties, okay, during the week. Note how they took the 200-day moving average, okay, and they cleared up all the highs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this plateau, and the 200-day moving average against the shorties with this up move, okay, to really take them out. And then at the end of the week, it took this option strike signal there, which had a very close target though. And as you can see, I mean, it went up against those shorties and some kind of squeeze was developing. But if this squeeze collapses again after it took the significant targets, and if shorties leave and some longies come in, it can also normalize and take the MTS. That's the theme for next week. It depends on what the dumb money does next, okay? How sensitive it was to those moves. Okay, Australian dollar. We first had the MTS, then we had the MTS on both sides, and overall it went down and took the lower MTS. It did a trend resumption down against those dumb money longies, to make a long story short, yeah. So note how the range was rather high in Aussie dollar, which is why it went back and forth, but overall the bias was bearish. Longies were already in the market, longies came in again, so of course they go down. That's what they did, not difficult to see that. And Kiwi did that in a very exaggerated fashion, okay. Longies coming in, so a squeeze emerging. Of course the algos need to push the market down against those longies into the squeeze, okay. Clear the lows, create a fake failed reversal and all that, yeah. On day chart you see it nicely, okay. Long is dominated, creating a squeeze on the day chart. Remember, a squeeze on the day chart has priority. The algos will go down against those longies, okay. This is where the big money is made for them, okay. So if you shorted Kiwi dollar, well done. Dollar cut. So it first went for the MTS, that was a nice trade, and then took the other targets, okay, so it took this MTS, the order gap zone, this order gap zone, and the MTS, and then this order gap zone. Let's see what happens with this market next week. Dollar yen, okay, this is a very important screenshot, okay. Memorize this screenshot, ladies and gentlemen, okay. Look at that. Boom, taking the MTS with a pin bar, all right, and then immediately going back up because shorties are in the market and filling the order gap zone. Okay, this is what the causality is about. Okay, boom, stop hunting. Oh, shorties are in the market. Boom, back up. So what do? The smart money algos, they achieve everything. You understand? They take the longies who were placed correctly and kick out the stop, but they make sure that the shorties cannot take profit. Okay. This is how this works. This is a very, very important screenshot because here you see the logic of the smart money, okay? And overall in dollar yen, we still have this theme going on, which we have now for weeks, okay? Where they do the stage chart gray pattern against the shorties, okay? But look how cheeky they are to quickly do a stop hunt down. That's the market causality. Pound yen, so it filled those 3 option strike targets. Nice if you caught it. Then went for the MTS. I mean, the markets all pretty much behaved. I mean, look at that, yeah. Nice up trade towards the MTS and the option strike targets. These are beautiful trades, okay, you can take. It doesn't take a lot to successfully trade that. Of course, you need to understand everything and you need to be in front of your screens and you need to have your timing somewhat right. But then look at that, it does an opposite move down. Again, 3 option strike targets down. Beautiful short trade. And again, look at that, precision up, precision down, all right? These targets are taken. I caught a beautiful short trade here. Okay, boom, towards the MTS. That was quite one of the best trades this week for me. Euro yen, yeah, that is a similar thing overall, a bit less bias, so it wasn't the better choice. Overall went up against the shorties there. Euro Aussie had this beautiful option strike target, okay, and yeah, it took it nicely. Beautiful short trade, took a few days, but it's coming like clockwork. Boom, okay, beautiful short trade. And overall it went up again against the shorties, clearing the moving averages as you can see, but no squeeze, okay. Pound Aussie, yeah, lower targets there we had, they took them, they had these beautiful option strike targets above the price, so it's not difficult to predict that they will get filled. Boom, beautiful long trade, also one of the best trades this week. Look, if you concentrate on catching the best setups, you can have a profitable week. Just skip the rest, do not experiment, do not just trade on setups which are not high bias, and you will have a profitable week. It's really like that, you know. Protect yourself with a reasonable stop, and that's it. It's no rocket science. Gold, we had this empty move in the metals. It continued it, okay, because also some shorties came in. The market is still empty. Take note of that, and look here, boom, boom, boom. They take out all the STS and went for a big stop hunt, clearing out the shorties. And in silver, they did the same. They even took this high here with the big gray pattern, okay? But again, the market here is empty too, so take this into account. Bitcoin, oh yeah, I should comment on that. So look, remember, they took the lower MTS with precision, then took the upper MTS, and then did this crazy boom. Stop onto the top, and then came straight down. So this is how this looks like on the higher time frame. So you see, okay, they are MTS hunting in this market without question. They are stop hunting, it's obvious. And they're very sensitive towards any shorties. Like you see, if some shorties come in, they do exaggerated moves, they're willing to do that. Okay, but as you can see here, we have a new MTS developing and the shorties are not keen on staying in. So if the longies keep on buying, it will come back down to the 27,600 level, whatever it is, where this MTS is developing. Yeah, it's amazing to document this. I can imagine that a long time into the future, people will look at this and say, oh yeah, that was when the cryptos were emerging and the algos were just about to completely take over and dominate those markets like they did with forex. You could see here on this channel, it's documented how these young markets are developing into that. And we documented it already, and that's pretty cool. It's historical. Nice. If you're passionate about financial markets, you will appreciate the value of that as well. But yeah, in terms of trading, so yeah, some beautiful short-term opportunities. Not a very difficult week. As you can see, every week we get our setups, really, yeah. It's more about what you can catch rather than what will come. So nobody can complain, because with the market causality you have way enough trades on the manual side. Way enough. You can trade every day basically. Sometimes when they're not, you have to also wait. It's part of the game, we know that. But yeah, just understand it, follow the rules, and this is something beautiful. All the best.